Hello, welcome to Tae Kwon Do Training. I'll be your instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. What I'm going to do on today's show is, again, as basic as I can show you, and the easiest techniques you could do on self-defense with some blocks with your hands. As I say, this is going to be real easy for everyone. So if you'd like to train with me tonight, just make sure you're stretched a little before you start the training. And as I say, what I'm going to show you today is very easy. Anyone can learn, pick this up in a matter of a half hour. You're not going to be an advanced martial artist, but you're going to be able to throw a few kicks and keep your hands in a good position. So if someone's going to attack you, you have a chance of deflecting that attack. So as I say, you want to stretch before you train with me. And probably about 15 minutes. Warm up your body. So the blocks we're going to use today, it's more or less just keeping your hands up here. One of the most important things when you're going to be fighting with someone, especially if they're throwing punches or if they have a weapon in their hand, is to keep your hands up in front of you. If your hands are down here, they've got access to your face and your head, your throat, your vital organs that can keep you alive. So what you're going to do, and this is, watch how easy this is, someone's coming in and they're going to attack you. What you're going to do is you can keep your hands up here, all right, hands open if you want. I like to have them closed just so that your fingers aren't loose. So if someone does hit your fingers, they break them. If they're nice and tight and they throw a punch and they hit your whole tight fist, you're probably not going to break your fingers that way. And if their hands are fairly loose, they might break their fingers if they hit your fist or your forearms while they're throwing wild punches. So what the thing is to do is, again, and as I say in every show, and you hear me over and over, nice fighting stance. When someone's going to attack you, someone's going to threaten you, whatever, you're in a regular stance here. Just step back here and get your body nice and relaxed. This means that you have more balance this way, and you can move from side to side, front to back. This way, in just a regular stance here, you're going to fall back if they hit you, or you can't move back fast enough. So the fighting stance, again, like you're walking. Everyone knows that if you watch my show. Like you walk, then you stop. There you go, shoulder width apart. That's how you're going to walk. You probably don't walk this way, all right? And you probably don't walk this way. The way you walk every day is the stance that keeps your balance. It keeps your gravity from knocking you over. All right? You've been doing it your whole life, however old you are, whatever your age is. So you're quite capable of keeping your balance this way. So the minute someone's going to threaten you, you get into a stance. If you get into a stance and do this and put your hands up, all of a sudden they have an idea, again, that you might know a little of the martial arts or how to protect yourself. So someone's coming at you. What I suggest to do, especially if someone wants to start throwing a lot of punches, is you bring your hands up. All right? Bring your hands up above your face. All right? Right. Your fists are just equal to the top of your head. You come up here. All right? As they're throwing punches, you come up here. Now, notice I'm not going to keep it in close like a boxer. A lot of boxers will keep it in. Well, they get gloves. All right? And they've got gloves to take the blow if it gets hit. You don't have that, all right? And you don't want them to hit the side of your head. If you have your hands out here, you come up and you have your hands here, all right? What's going to happen is if they're throwing roundhouse punches, and you're this way, the roundhouse punches are going to hit your forearm or they're going to hit your hand. You'd rather have them hit your hand or your forearm than your head, all right? You hit your head, you'll knock you out or break your jaw or permanently hurt you. You hit your hands, you're not going to get permanently hurt. You're going to get some bruises. It's going to be nothing like your body shots. So you take the shots to the hand or the forearms or even the elbows. And again, they're coming at you. They're wild and they're punching. If they start hitting bone, they're going to hurt themselves. They're going to hurt their, they might break their fingers, break their wrist. Because they're coming in wildly, and you're here and you're tight, all right? You're tight up here. Once they hit that, especially the baby fingers, and they don't know what they're doing, they're going to break their fingers. It kind of slows them down. Once they stop breaking bones, attacking you, it's going to slow them down a little. All right, so what you do, and again, just come up here, all right? Now, I'm just starting this way. We're going to show you how you can move your hands around, all right? You can move your hands around this way. All right? There's not much movement, but as they're trying to attack you, all right, and trying to get into your head, and you have this, you almost have a little wall for them, all right? So you're making it hard for them to throw those punches, especially if they're trying to throw straight punches. A lot of times, wild guys, they're going to be this. Once you kind of see that, you open your hands up, let them hit the side of your hands. They might want to come in. So if you do this, you get a little wall. Pretty easy. All you got to do is stand in the mirror. You're in this type of stance, get right up here. Look at it. I can cross. All right. Keep your hands here. You see anything coming, you just, right? That's easy. You stay in the mirror, practice that a little. A lot of times in the martial arts, or most of the time in the martial arts, we practice to try to get that snap. That's practice over and over. You have someone who's coming in fairly slow with a punch. You can see it coming. You're going to snap. You're going to block. All right? You're trying to hurt them as they're coming in. All right? Smashing technique, a smashing block. Now you're hitting them, and as they're throwing their punches or whatever, you're crashing in on their bones. All right? Certain parts of their hand. But that's practice. That's practice over and over and over. We don't say we don't have time to practice, or we don't want to practice, but we want to be able to save ourselves. Pick your hands up. Number one, keep your hands up. From here, I can block and I can even come back down. Anything that's coming at me, I'm right here, and I can just wail my arms, all right? They're going around, right? And it's going to be hard for them to get in with those punches. Now, once you have that down and you feel comfortable, and even doing this, it's a little workout on the arms and the shoulders. You go in the mirror, do this for 10 minutes. Watch how your arms and your shoulders start feeling tired. You're going to feel a little sore because you're not used to that. So it's a good workout. Anything we do in the mirror, anything we work out is a workout. You're burning calories. You're gaining muscle. All right? You're loosening up your body. Any workout you do. All right? So you try to put, if you could put 15 minutes, a half hour a day, and just doing simple exercises. Before I go on, just the other day I was in a local supermarket, and I'm going up and down the aisles, and I saw this gentleman looking at me, all right? And then I kept crossing him, and he's looking at me smiling, and I just said hi. He goes, "You Bob Lemire?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, I told the gentleman, "You look familiar." I said, "But I can't place you." He goes, "No, you might have seen me around." He goes, "But my son's been watching your show," he goes, "for many years now." He says he started when he was younger, and he's a teenager now. He's been watching your show. He loves your show. And he says, he's throwing kicks, he's learning stuff. And I said, that's exactly what I want. If you can't make it to a class, but you're at home watching, how easy is that? All right? And I make it easy for you. So he puts up his hands. He goes, "Look." And he had a thumb that looked like it was all dislocated. He goes, he threw a kick. I told him, I'll put my hands, I'll throw a kick. He threw a kick. He broke my thumb, he said. And I said, "Well, you don't want to do that." I said, "You want a pillow or something?" I says, "But I'm glad that someone's enjoying the show. I know a lot of people out there trying." I never got this gentleman's name. If he did, it went by me. But I'd love to have his son or anyone who's trained with me over the years. I'd love to have you down the studio and train with me for a show, just so I can show everyone what we can do just by watching some TV and going over some basic technique. So that gentleman or anyone who would like to come down the show and show me some of the stuff that I've shown you over the years, Boy, I'd love that. So think of that. You can get the phone number, DATV. I don't know if they can put it up on the monitor, or just look it up, Google DATV Drake it. Get the phone number, ask them to contact me, or one way or another. So anyway, back to working out here. So your hands are up here. You're ready to stand, your hands are up here. Once your hands are up there, they throw 1 or 2 punches, front snap kick. All you're doing is picking up your foot, all right? Hands up, here. So we'll let them throw 1 or 2 punches. That means they're right on top of you, all right? That means they're coming in at you. Front snap kick. Front snap kick's so easy. It's just, all right? There's still an art to it. You pick up your leg, and you notice I have my foot pointing the ground. I don't have it up this way. I have it this way, so that when I kick, it's straight out. If I had no shoes on, I'd curl my toes so that I'm kicking with the ball of my foot, not my toes. But when you have sneakers on or shoes, you can kick with your toes. And boy, that's like a spear. Right? It's like having a bat. You kick someone in the groin, the knees, the midsection, the face, they're going to feel it. So the easiest thing, you're here, they're coming at you, your hand, they throw 1 or 2 punches, boom, you just come in with a front snap kick. Up, back, and down. Notice how I call the chamber, all right? Chamber. Look at it. I'm parallel to the floor with the upper part of my leg. Then I'm parallel with my other leg, okay? I'm parallel with my other leg on this part. So I'm this way and this way. It's like a 90-degree angle. That's my chamber. So I come up here, all right? This is easy. Put your hands up. They're hitting your hands. Now they're flailing, they're hitting their hands. Boom! As they're trying to punch you, they're wide open. Excuse me. Someone who's attacking you and doesn't know how to fight, boy, and if you have any idea how to fight, they don't have a chance. They really don't have a chance. You know, they might want to grab you and stuff, but if you know what you're doing, one shot, one hit stops them dead. Because that one shot, one hit is going for a vital area. Right, so once you come here and your hands are up here, right, and they're hitting your arms, and you do a front snap kick, if you practice the front snap to say midsection all the time in the mirror, you're going to get pretty good at that shot. Or if someone's holding a pad, and again, don't kick someone's hand. You break their hand. It's very easy to break their fingers. You don't want that. All right, so if someone has a pad, practice that, or practice a spot in the wall, or a piece of paper hanging from the wall or the ceiling. And you kick. And you constantly get good at kicking that spot. So if someone's starting to throw punches, and your hands are up here, and you do this, you won't go midsection of the groin, you're going to stop them. They're all done. Because you're going to kick them hard. Or you're going to slow them down. All right? That's easy. So you're here. Hands are up. You get into a fighting stance. You come back, front snap. Here, boom, boom, they start throwing punches. You kick, front snap kick. Front snap kick is probably the first basic kick that you're going to learn in Tae Kwon Do. It's easy, as you can see. But to get direction, speed, and power, you got to keep practicing it. All right? It's not something, it's an easy kick, but you want the power, you want the speed, you want that one kick. And if you had to use it, kick, and you hit them, then you kick them again. Right? Notice how I'm kicking with my back foot. You could kick with your front snap, with your front foot. You could do that. When you come up, you get into the fighting stance. The back foot has a little more distance, and it's going to have momentum to pick up for the speed. With the front foot, you have to pick it up and throw it out. So you have to use all those muscles to get any good power. You're going to get power. You're not going to get the speed, right? And a little distance to get the force that you want. You want that full force for one kick if you can. That's pretty easy. You can't beat that. All right, so that's a front snap kick. Again, the whole show is this. Keep the hands up. Put your, a lot of times I do Tae Kwon Do. In Tae Kwon Do, we do the blocks. We do the blocks, all right? But if you're not going to do the blocks and you want to learn how to just protect yourself, how easy is this? And this is almost, a lot of times in Kung Fu, all right, a lot of martial arts, they're coming in. So as the opponent's coming in at them, they're coming in this way. So as the opponent's trying to throw something at them, they got a wall. They've got a hands. That's, you've seen that on some martial art movies. Tae Kwon Do, we kind of wait for that punch to come in so that we can smash that punch or whatever's coming in with a good block and stop that. So just practice from a ready stance, come into a fighting stance, hands come up. And anyone can do this, all right? Almost anyone can do this. Age doesn't matter, just go up nice and low. Right? Here. Hands up in front. Notice I'm not close. I'm coming here. All right, I'm coming here. All right, I can come down. So you practice that. Then you practice coming back. Wait till they throw their punch. That means that they threw a punch, they're kind of close to you. If you want to move back a little, front snap kick right to the groin or the midsection of the knee. You can do that with any kick. Front round kick. So you're back again, you're here. You're up here. Boom! Front round kick, midsection. I can go high section if I want. I try to keep high sections out of this, my show here, so that people don't get intimidated saying, I can't kick that high, I don't want nothing to do with it. Well, you can kick low. I'm pretty sure you can. Hands up. Front round kick. Now, front snap kick this way. Front round kick this way. 45. All right, so front round kick this way, parallel to the ground. Parallel. 45, we call it a 45 because it's a 45-degree angle to this. This is a 90-degree. 45 comes up. 45 is quicker. All right. But the thing is, 45 is more midsection. All right. Where front round you can get the height because you're coming around. You can still get midsection with the front round kick. All right. The ribs, groin area, the knees. Boom. If you never want to go higher than the waist, boom. You take. If you have a shoe on and you hit someone in the knee or the leg here, and they're not ready for that, they're going to go down. If you hit them hard enough in the knee, they're going to collapse that knee. All right, so that's pretty easy. So you have front snap, you have front round kick. Your hands are up. Now notice a lot of times you see my hands wide open. You can't have your hands wide open and take the blows here, but you might break your fingers. I already mentioned that. And the longer you train in the martial arts, you start feeling comfortable. Whether, if I spar with some of my black belts, a lot of times my hands are wide open. Right? I just get the feeling. It's just nice because I'm loose. My hands are loose, my arms are loose, and the looseness is what you want. When you tighten your hands, you tighten your whole body a little, I recommend keeping your hands tight. It makes no difference. Your hands are going to be here. But if they're open, they're open. You still don't want to get hit to the head. So no matter what you do, your hands are up. You're back into a fighting stance, front snap kick. You're back into a fighting stance, front round kick. Back into a fighting stance, angle kick. See, the angle kick comes up. It's very quick. It's almost like a front snap kick, or it's between a front snap and a front round. And when it does, it comes up, loops in, and you get a good power. All right? Especially you're going to be doing that midsection. If you hit the ribs or the groin area, all right, the solar plex, hit the solar plex, you're going to knock these people out, or they're going to go down and they can't get up. So it's a lot of pain right here. So you practice for that one spot. And when you practice, especially at school and stuff, you're going to be breaking boards someday or hitting a lot of pads. You hit the pads, you try to get so that when you do end up hitting boards, and if there's a lot of them, you have to hit the center. If you don't hit the center, those boards aren't going to break. So you get used to kicking in a certain spot. Then you have, again, hands are up. Right? Someone threw a punch, boom, or two punches, pop. All right? Now you're just giving them a push kick. Push kick, again, comes straight up. I see my foot, and then I'm pushing. I always tell my students, you ever watch the detectives knock the door down on TV? They're going to kick the door in. Well, that's a push kick right there. All right, so you're coming in, pushing straight. You hit someone flat with a push kick, face, here, they're going back, especially if you keep your balance. Boom! All right, so hands come up, hands come up, wherever your hands are going to be. You're watching here, and bah, as they come in. Right? They're going to come in. Once they start doing this, once they start wailing, they want to punch you, you thank them. You say, thank you, because they open themselves wide up. Might as well do this. Give me a shot. Even though they look mean and whatever, they're taking a shot. You give them 1 or 2 shots, they're going down, or enough to slow you down if you have to take off and save yourself, you know. It's all about that second thinking. Do I flee, or do I have to fight? If you're out there in the street, in the mall, or in the street, especially women, children, run and scream as loud as you can. Use your horn on your keychain for your car. Do whatever you can if you can get out of there. If you can't, you have to fight. You have to make a split decision and then run. All right? This is all about protecting your life and protecting your family and yourself. So you can't, and even men, don't try to be a hero if you don't have to. People are coming and they're coming to hurt you. Run the other way and start screaming, especially if you're in a mall area and stuff. They don't want that. They want someone to be quiet so that they can hurt you more. And now they're just kidnapping everyone they can. We got to stop that. So you have to learn a couple of different moves. It doesn't have to be extravagant martial arts, but just enough that you can save yourself one-on-one or one-on-two. All right. So you just practice a couple of these little things each week that I show you, and they'll come in handy. As I say, this gentleman said I thought he said his child started watching when he was 5 or something. Now he's a teenager, he's 13 or whatever, and he just throws all kinds of kicks, and boy, does that make me feel good. You know, I've taught thousands and thousands of students in my whole life, but at schools and at gyms and my own school and the show. If someone can't take the martial arts and can watch this show and just learn 1 or 2 moves that might save them someday, a heartache, and you don't have to be in the greatest shape. All you have to do is a couple of different moves, know how to save your upper body, save yourself from getting hit. A lot of people, they get nervous and their hands are down here. They're getting hit in the face and they get knocked out. No need for that. 90% of these bullies, they think, out there really don't know how to fight, or they wouldn't be bullies. If they were martial artists or good boxers, they know that they can't go out there and hurt people. All right? Number one, a good instructor won't allow his students to do that. If they find that out, they're gone. So they don't do that. Boxers, grapplers and stuff, they're more concerned, and we're more concerned with training. And once you start training with people, you have a love for people and you have a respect for people. So anyone out there being bullies, they probably don't know how to fight. Right? They think they know how to fight because they've bullied people who don't know any kind of martial arts or any kind of self-defense. So learn a little self-defense. Right? Not going to kill you, and just get up, get in front of a mirror or in front of the TV, and just say, wow, all right, now throw a punch. You know, if you had a friend there and you say, make believe, so he's going to have a hard time getting through that arm, right? Right? Look at, I can kind of build a wall, all right? I'm relaxed, build a wall. Now, I'm building a wall. You're coming in trying to hit me. I'm gonna take my foot and I'm gonna stick it right into your floating rib, all right? That'll slow you down, all right? You're up here, you come down, bah, right to the knee, all right? That's a side thrust kick. And you're here, easy as pie, all right? The knee, 8 pounds of pressure will take a knee out. 8 pounds of pressure is a 5-year-old could probably, if a 5-year-old had enough, or the right spot, and just hit you at the right moment on the knee, you could take your knee out. So even if you're an older person, someone's coming in, all right, and you just come in, side thrust to the knee. Right? You have to practice that. Boom. Now watch how I do the side thrust. I come up, I chamber again, then I'm hitting. I tell my students to do this when they want to practice the side thrust. See how I go for the knife edge? We call that a knife edge. And that's the sharp part of your foot, your outer foot, right? And so I say, do this when you practice, right? So that you keep your foot in that position. If not, you're hitting flat. Flat's all right, and you hit someone with a knee with a flat foot, they're going to hurt too. But you're always looking for that fine edge of anything you hit with the smaller the part of the body you're hitting with, the more power generated through that small area. All right? If it's big, it's like a slap. If it's short and tight, it's a lot of power. And that's how you stop your opponent. All right? So remember side thrust. So they're going to hit you. Crack! Right to the knee. All right? So you had front snap, you had side thrust, you had front round, you had a 45, you had a push. I gave you 5 kicks. I go fast, but they're not hard. They're not hard to learn. All right? And I go over these kicks mostly, every other show, I try to throw them right back in. So if you're watching the show and you say, I've seen this before, because the shows go about 15 shows, 16 shows in between new ones. And they play them 3 or 4 times a week. So if you miss me once, look at the schedule or DVR it or whatever, and you'll get a good workout. And you'll learn a couple of fine points. You're not going to learn a lot of martial arts. You're going to learn a couple of fine points probably to save you. And it's great to show some of your children just to have some fun. And once they got to go to school, there's bullies out there. They can't be a bully, but they got to protect themselves. So a couple of these easy moves. And if a bully sees someone going to start throwing kicks, they're not going to bully a martial artist. If you bully a martial artist and you're not a martial artist, you're taking a chance, right? And they're so smart they're going to go after the weaker people that know self-defense. Okay, so I always say, first grade, just show them some basic stuff, and only to protect themselves. They can't go. And if they're in trouble, they have to protect themselves. And it'll probably slow bullies down all the way up into high school and when they even get worse, knowing that this guy is explosive. You don't know what's going to come out of this kid, and they'll slow him right down. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's class. Remember, stretch before and after each workout. Till next time, have fun and train hard.